This is the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show. Heard every Saturday and Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. right here on AM800.
Thank you for doing a good job as always.
Now back to the show with broker owner and host, Dan Gemus.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the show. It's time for our segment with our good friend Chris Gibb from Gibb Insurance Brokers. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Just fantastic. How are you, Dan?
Well, I'm fantastic for this Saturday afternoon. So listen, our fun question today, before we get talking insurance, our fun question today is what is it here? Oh, like, where am I? What is this? Where is this? What station is this? What is your favorite TV show of all time, or TV shows of all time?
Oh, my favorite TV show. You know, I've been thinking about this. I have to say probably my favorite TV show of all time is Seinfeld.
Okay. I never watched Seinfeld. I have to.
You never? Oh,
No.
My goodness.
No.
You know what? There are so many pop culture references that come from that show. It's just it's one of my favorite shows. You know, yada yada yada. It's just a great show.
I know. We've been having such great response from our listeners today, and it's really bringing up a lot of TV shows that I haven't watched, but I wish I had. So it's kind of a reminder on what to watch next. So,
well, there you go. Now they're all streaming anyway, so you can watch them as many times as you want.
That's right. Hey, I don't know about you. I'm one of those guys where I literally, if I start watching a show, I can't watch multiple shows at once. So I have to kind of get through one show at a time. Now that we're streaming everything, I get annoyed if I have to follow two storylines at once. So
exactly, yeah, I have to binge an entire series and then I can move on to the next one.
Yep, go figure. Hey, our topic today: what to do in case of an insurance claim. So it's obviously, none of us want to go through a tragedy of any sort. Whether it's a home insurance claim or an auto insurance claim, is never fun to deal with. Whether it's a big claim or a small one. What are the steps that we would need to take, Chris, if something were to happen? Let's say, it's common, right? Flooding in someone's home. What happens if you wake up one morning and you go to the basement and there's 6 inches of water down there? What do you do?
Okay, so the very first thing you should do before you panic, before you do anything else, is call your insurance broker.
Okay.
I tell my clients all the time, I am your first phone call when something happens.
So I shouldn't just go down there and start cleaning it up.
Oh, well, I mean, you could do that. Right after you call me, then you go downstairs and start cleaning it up.
And you're going to come over and help, right?
That's right. That's right. I will bring my mop and my boots and get over there. No, it's people panic all the time when they have they find water in their basement, or their roof leaks, or they bumped into someone in a parking lot with their vehicle. Call your insurance advisor first. We've been through this. I've been doing this almost 30 years. I've been through this literally thousands of times. I know how the process works. I know that, in a lot of cases, 6 inches of water in your basement, sure, that's going to be an insurance claim. But let's say you have just a little bit of water. Is it worth putting in a claim? Sure. Are there alternatives? We know who to call to come out and take a look and give you advice of what you need to do. So it's I guess the first thing to do is don't panic. The second thing is call your insurance broker. We can walk you through the process.
Hopefully you have, insurance coverage for whatever it is you're calling about, right? That's someone's always their fear, right?
Exactly. That's always the fear. And what happens is if you call the insurance company directly, that counts as a claim, whether you proceed or not, whether it's above your deductible or below your deductible, or you do or you don't have coverage, it counts as a claim. So your insurance broker is able to sort of help you filter through, is it worth calling or is it worth taking a second look? I always think of my neighbor a few doors down from me. One windstorm, he had probably 8 or 10 shingles blow off his house. Called me in a panic, and I said, let's just wait and see. After the windstorm died down, we had someone come out and take a look, and he found out that it was only $600 to replace the shingles, which were under his $1,000 deductible.
Yeah,
so
sure.
if he would have called the insurance company, that would count as a claim, whether you proceed or not. So it's always best to call your insurance broker first.
Now, over the years, we've had a couple claims, whether with company vehicles or whatnot, and there are times when the insurance company has waived the deductible. How does that work? When do they decide to do that?
Well, for vehicle claims, it really depends on if you're at fault or not at fault.
We weren't, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have what's called no-fault insurance in Ontario, which means it doesn't matter whose fault it is, your own insurance company is going to pay to repair your vehicle.
Okay.
But if it's not your fault, generally, you don't have to pay a deductible. If it is your fault or it's an unidentified third party who hit you, then your deductible will apply. So that happens.
Does the insurance company then go after the at-fault claim company? Or do they just it's just all part of your coverage? It's covered by
that's
your
all.
That's
okay. That's the reason we have no fault insurance in Ontario. Is they years and years ago when they had what you're describing, a tort system, there was a lot of expense and a lot of time arguing between the insurance companies. So they got rid of that. Your insurance company pays to repair your vehicle.
Now, that's not the case for home insurance, is it? Is it just for...
No, home insurance, yeah. If something happens to your home where, someone causes damage to your property, say, somebody...
vehicle crashes inside or something.
A vehicle crashes into your garage, that's different. That's a tort system. So your home insurance company will pay to repair your home, and then they have the right to go after, or the technical term is subrogate, against the person who caused the damage.
Okay. Now, typically, let's go back to the flooding example. Okay, so I wake up, I've got 6 inches of water in my basement. How long does it take for the insurance company typically to get out there, have a look at what's going on, and get involved? Is it hours? Is it days? How long does that process usually take?
Okay, so that's that one specifically for sewer backup is an interesting one, because what we find in today's day and age is it's usually 300, 500 homes that all flood at once.
Okay, sure.
So your insurance company they just don't have the capacity to get out there and look at every single one. So we have a very robust disaster restoration organization in Windsor and Essex County of different companies that's what they do. They do emergency repairs. So, you call your broker, you got 6 inches of water. I call the company that I generally work with the most, and they will come out within hours to start the cleanup process. And when it happens that there's 300, 400, 500 homes that flood, then what these companies do is they actually bring in people from other parts of the province
to help,
because we have to get things cleaned. We have to get things dried out as fast as possible. We don't want mold. We don't want further damage from standing water. And then once all the emergency claims are dried up, then they start the process of coming back and doing the repairs.
Chris, we have someone that just texted a question over. Can I switch insurance providers anytime, or do I have to wait for renewal?
Oh, that's a great question.
Good question.
So technically, legally, you can switch at any time. The only issue with that is if you break your insurance contract, because it is generally a 1 year contract. If you break the contract early, your current insurer has the option to charge you a penalty to leave early.
Sure.
So we can generally figure out if it's advantageous to switch midterm, what we call it. Most of the time it isn't. It's generally best to wait to your renewal. But, in this day and age when we're getting huge rate increases when people change vehicles, it's happening more frequently that it could be advantageous to switch midstream.
You mentioned vehicles, Chris, and off topic a little bit, but it just came to me. Do you find insurance policies more expensive on newer vehicles, on older vehicles? On one hand, a newer vehicle has less, issues because it's brand new, but and more security features, safety features. But older vehicles are cheaper. So where would you typically see a cheaper insurance rate?
Well, I'll start that one by saying if your vehicle goes to the body shop, the mechanic at the body shop is charging the same $120 an hour, whether your vehicle's brand new or 10 years old. Okay. So there's not a huge difference there. And then what you have is these older vehicles, 10, 15 years old, they don't have the safety features that the new ones have. Right. So it's sort of an odd situation where, sure, it's more expensive to repair your brand new truck as opposed to a 15-year-old truck, but you're more likely to not be injured in an accident with a brand new truck. So they kind of balance out. I think the big question right now is really centers around high theft vehicles. These higher end SUVs, pickup trucks, Jeeps, they're really the cost of insuring them because they're high theft targets is really jumping, and every company has a different way to rate them. So again, my advice to people, if you're looking for a new vehicle, get the year, make, and model, get the VIN number, the serial number of the vehicle, and call your insurance broker. We can run some numbers and give you an idea of what you're looking at for insurance. That might sway your decision if you're looking between 2 or 3 different vehicles.
Which is a great idea. Like in years past, as we've gotten new vehicles, Chris, that's the first thing we do is we call you, say, listen, just check what's the rates on this vehicle, and you give us an idea, which is great.
Exactly. Yeah, I really like vehicle A, but do I want to pay $750 a year more in insurance as compared to vehicle B? So, yeah, it's definitely worth a phone call to your broker. Have them run the numbers. They can give you an estimate before you make your decision.
Off the top of your head, is there a vehicle that when someone calls you and says, hey, I'm thinking of buying A, B, or C, you say don't do it, it's too expensive from an insurance standpoint? Or is there not that big of a difference between the various vehicles?
Well, I mean,
would a truck be more expensive? Does it stand out, or compared to a sedan?
I guess the first question is, people want what they want.
Sure.
So, but there are vehicles. We're seeing it with a lot of these electric vehicles. Sorry, but these Teslas they're expensive to repair, and they're more complicated to repair than a standard vehicle. Sure. Your higher end pickup trucks, your Jeeps, your high-end SUVs, those are the ones we're seeing. The repair costs are astronomical. And the other thing is when it's a new model. So, when they switch the model, the body style around of a vehicle, there's not as many parts in the aftermarket area. So it becomes very expensive because there's only a limited number of replacement parts.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. That's why take that 5 minutes, make a phone call, email your broker, and they can kind of give you at least know what to expect when you sign on that dotted line.
I love it. Well, Chris, when someone wants to go and email you and ask some questions or call you, what's the best way to reach out?
Best way to reach me is it's chris@gibbinsurance.ca. You can call the office, 519-736-8228, or go to our website, gibbinsurance.ca.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All the best, Dan. You have yourself a great weekend.
You bet. Back with more right here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.